So, I'm sat here with Danny Needham, also known as Danny Dante Needham. He falls into my medium time pool of drummers. He plays all over the country in quite an established covers band at the moment, but he also plays with the black metal band Venom, who've been going for a long time. Pretty much well known as probably the pioneers of black metal. I think that's pretty fair to say, isn't it?
Yeah, the actual style of black metal was named after their second album.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they started in 79, so next year's 40 years.
It's not bad going that, not bad going at all. Right, so that all aside, this pretty vague opening question which I've been asking everyone.
Yeah.
What is the most important part of drumming to you?
Wow. Well, I've been doing this a long time, and it still goes back to how it was the first time I got on a drum kit. It's having fun, loving what I'm doing, but it's also about the music and creating the music. You get a lot of virtuosos in this business, no matter what instrument they play, but there's nothing like getting together with like-minded people who get together in a room, on a stage, record and create music. There's nothing finer. So it's still that. It was always that as a kid, and it's still that today. There's a lot of other things along the way that you don't realise when you're a young kid starting out. You don't know whether you can get paid for it. When I was only young, when I started, a lot of people start this business for different reasons, and that's why I started. And it's still the main reason I do it. So it's having fun, but making music is the main thing.
Yeah, cool. So what do you think people look for in drummers? So that can be either from a crowd's point of view, or like a general listener, or like someone who's potentially employing you in a band.
Yeah, well, you're the backbone and foundation of a band. So, you've got to be solid. The timing's got to be there. You're laying it down for everybody else to play along to. It's in a band, there's so many potential problems on stage that can happen. And if somebody stops, like the guitarist, the bass player, the keyboard player, brass section, whatever you've got in a band, the band carry on. But if the drums stop, it all falls apart. It doesn't carry on anymore. So there's those little, people stuck at the back. We are quite important, actually. Oh.
Yeah, definitely. So, what about what do you think like a band would look for? So, is there anything in particular they would look for? Any skills?
Well, depending on the genre of music and stuff, yeah. Because if I went and played for like a Rihanna, I'd have to definitely change the way I played. And do you know what I mean? And so you kind of do a little bit of research and homework. If you've got a gig, you've got an audition or a chance of a gig, put the homework in a little beforehand. What does that person want? But if they want your style anyway, you just go and be yourself. But that's probably the best thing, to just always be yourself.
Yeah, just always do you.
Just always do you. Yeah.
Yeah, cool, spot on. What do you think drummers need something to sustain regular work? Do you think there's certain properties or things like that?
Being in bands, drumming is one thing. Keep on top of your game, keep your equipment good. Have good gear, keep it maintained. You don't want to be doing a gig for someone and everything's falling apart around you. Keep everything good. But also, your personality is a massive thing. You might be the best thing since sliced bread, but if you've got an attitude problem, believe you me, you won't last long in this game. No one wants to spend 10 hours in a van, or a full day on a plane in airports and things like that, and hotel rooms and stuff, with somebody who's got a chip on the shoulder. Because I've seen them come and go, and they go a lot quicker than they come. So yeah, that's an important thing. Just being pleasant, being sounds a pound, being don't be late, don't be don't be daft. Just read the situation and go with it. That's best thing to be.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, spot on. So obviously you mentioned like kind of just being like an all-round kind of nice guy and kind of like this is living with a van. A few people have mentioned this, like living in a van with people is tough. Like, and if someone's challenging it, it's not really the most helpful thing in the world. It's not the best situation to be finding yourself in. So would you say that people skills are pretty important to sustain regular work?
It's imperative, yeah, because playing on stage for that hour and a half or whatever the length of the gig is, 2 hours. If you're playing round the corner from your house, you set off from your house, go and set your stuff up, and you go home. Generally, a lot of the work I do, I have to travel a lot, and sometimes just to do one gig, it may be a day and a half to get there and a day and a half to get home, just to do one thing. So you think about it, that people skills, you're could be touring with quite a few people, could be 10 people. No matter who's band and crew, you've got to all get on, and it's difficult sometimes, when things, because you don't know what's going on in other people's lives. So personal skills, people skills is really important.
Yeah, spot on. Do you think there's any other skills aside from, like you mentioned, people skills and playing skills? Do you think there's anything else that needs to go in there to kind of make it sustain work?
Don't when we're young and hungry for this, to do more and better and stuff like that, sometimes a lot of younger people may do stuff for free. They'd be like, just to try and get on the ladder to please people, or get in there. If you get known as, you'll go out and gig for nothing and things. People will, your phone will ring, but you'll not be getting much money. It's not all about the money. It's just to not be don't be a pushover. And also, so another side to this is, when you're growing up in this game, is look out for the people, because there is a lot of them who will take the piss financially and other ways. They'll sort of use you to get what they want. So it's just to keep an eye out for that. 'Cause I've seen it happen.
Yeah, you see a lot of people kind of taking advantage of the younger musicians.
Yeah, and older. Who can be really nice and kind-hearted, and they think, oh well, he's great. I'll give him, not very much money, or they sort of take the piss a bit, and it's not nice to see. But just to be aware, be a bit wary.
Aware of the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously you mentioned like kind of money, like making sure you're looking after yourself. Like I said, it's not about the money, but if you're doing it as a living, like, because a lot of people are balancing, especially on the kind of small and medium time, balancing it with another job.
Yeah.
So do you think there's a sense of business, like a certain sense of business knowledge you have to be a working drummer and to earn?
Yeah, I mean, it's what basically down to yourself, what you're happy to make. There's people who go out there and be like, no, I want an equal cut with everyone else. That's fair enough. That's great. Do an equal amount of work if you're just depending on the situation. But always, don't moan and groan about somebody else making a lot more than what you are if that person's got a lot more responsibilities and running it all. I've seen that happen before. But on the other side, I've seen it happen where people have been massively underpaid. So, it is difficult. It is, but it's a self-worth thing, what you are willing to go out for. But just don't be daft. Don't do everything for free. I mean, we all do gigs for free. We do charity gigs and stuff like that. We've done gigs for free when we thought we were getting paid, and the promoter or landlords never to be seen again. We've had all them sort of things, and dare say it's never not going to happen again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just being careful, really. Being careful with money, but balancing it with jobs, certainly. We've all done it. We all do it, but more so when you're relying on it. When we're relying on music, drumming, it can be, especially in this day and age, it gets more difficult.
Yeah.
Years ago, we had a lot more venues locally we had tons.
Yeah.
You could, if you wanted to gig, say in the 70s and 80s, you could gig every night as a drummer.
Yeah.
Those days have gone.
I was born on the wrong days.
You were born in wrong days, yeah. That's it. And it's all, there's certain venues that we play in, pubs, clubs and stuff like that are still around. And it's fun to do. Some of the little bit bigger gigs are all a lot further afield, and so it's a quite sometimes a difficult balancing act, like a juggling act, especially when you're getting a bit older and you've got more responsibilities with bills to pay, mouths to feed.
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely. Like it says, I think that someone said this, like, try not to make yourself a busy fool. So going out and doing loads of work, but not really having anything to show for it.
Yeah, sitting down and concentrating what actually is important is something that's really good to do, because you can spread yourself far too thin in this game.
Yeah.
And try and please everyone and want to gig every night, and then when you look back and go, I've missed out on a lot of things in my life. I've got no regrets at all, but there's certain things where I've gone, just things like occasions and things where I was like, no, I've got to do these gigs, I've got to do that gig. When I look back at that gig, I can't even remember what that gig was. It would have been insignificant, and I could have easily got somebody else to do it for me that night. But no, I had to do that gig. So you miss things like being your nephew's godparent and stuff like that. But at the time that was like, well, be all right. It's just odd little things where you think, if you could change a few things.
Yeah, like definitely there can be a bit of imbalance in that. A few people have mentioned that.
Yeah.
Would you say there's like some sort of formula to holding down regular work? Like there's a certain, like, could you put it down to like 3 things that you think like drummers need to work in the industry at like any level? So like particularly your kind of mid-level kind of.
As I went back to something similar before, your attitude, the way you are as a person. Obviously, you're drumming. You've got to, you do see people in life who are great. They get to a great standard, and then they slip. Could be through different reasons why, but they slip and they're not that person anymore. You can very, very quickly get a bad name for yourself in this game.
Yeah.
So keeping, just keeping your head up and being a great player and getting on with everyone.
Yeah.
And if you keep doing that, then you'll keep working.
Yeah.
But also having something, just be yourself. Have a certain style about your playing and stuff like that, because there's nothing better when you put a record on, you go, I know that voice straight away, and I know that guitarist.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder sometimes with drums.
Yeah.
But, because
there is certain stuff though.
There is certain stuff you go, that's him.
Yeah.
So to have that, amazing.
Yeah. It's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
So on saying that, like obviously being able to pick things out, there's certain things which you would be able to pick out. Now, do you think there's a minimum requirement of skill and ability? So say if you've got like an excellent personality, an excellent like kind of head for getting work, and you're able to get a lot of work, but you're a very mediocre player, do you think there's a place in like for regular work for a drummer?
Well, I've seen people who are, let's say, not amazing, that they're getting work because they know, they can be very forward, or they know the right people. A lot of it is, not what you know and who you know. So they've gotten into positions not by their sheer talent and stuff. It could be through either they know they walk, they might talk the right talk.
Mm-hmm.
But certainly you've got to be able to play. You've got to be good. This industry's, it finds you out if you can't do what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
You're going to get found out.
Yeah, there's no hiding.
There's no hiding,
No writing about it.
No, there's no there's no copying someone who sat next to you you've got to be able to do these things, and if you say, you know, you can, whatever that job entails, you've got to be able to deliver what they want, and if you can't, you know, be man enough to say, I don't think I can play like that.
Yeah.
You know, I can't play that style, or not too good at the click track. If you say, oh yeah, I can do all that, and then you're suddenly like thrown in at deep end, you can't, then you're going to get found out along the way, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's yeah. You see that happen a lot where guys jump in and do work that can't really do. They shouldn't really be there.
No, it's like, you know, if somebody said to me, right, I've got you a gig, I've seen you play, you'd be great at this, and they chuck me in an orchestra pit with a big sheet music, I'll be like, I won't put one hand up, put both. I'm like, sorry, I can't do this. I'll have a go at jamming, like, but I don't think you'll
bust it through.
Yeah, but yeah, do you know what I mean? It's
well, perfect example. Look at like with obviously you've had to take some time off with an injury, but like look at Jack who stepped up for you now.
Yeah.
Now Danny's obviously off, like I mentioned, off doing like the Venom shows for a while, just with an injury. And someone stepped up to do the play, whereas you offered that to quite a few different guys, and pretty much everyone says, no, I can't do it. Just because there's not many drummers around who can fill the boots, per se.
It's a very, how can I put it? It's the whole situation of it, to find someone who'll be able to do it. Not only just the playing, the pressure of, you know, some of these gigs. The last one I went out to Germany with them the other week. I don't know how many people are, you know, you're not there counting how many faces there are. There'd be 40,000, something like that. So you can imagine, if no one's ever done anything of that scale before, it can be quite daunting. But he's done great. He's dead proud of him.
Seen some of the videos. Fantastic. He's killing it.
He's done really great. You know, he's worked hard. He's put the time in, rehearsing. You know, I've been over to his house. We've been going through the songs, the endings, and he's listened to what we've said, and he's just done it.
Just took it and ran.
Done really good. Yeah, I'm very, very proud of him. He's only 22.
Is he?
Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it?
That's insane.
Yeah,
man. He's doing well. He's doing really, really well. I think I might put some footage up. See if I can get a hold of him. Actually, that's probably a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'd be good for this.
Yeah.
Right, nearly done. So, given everything that was said, everything we've talked about, what do you think makes you employable as a drummer? As a drummer, what do you think people look for and say, right? So, say if someone needed a drummer for whether it was studio, whether it was a dep gig or a new band or a new project or something, what would you say that made people phone you?
Well, I suppose the phone calls I get are all in the same genre. It's all rock stuff. I've been doing this a long time. Been in bands since I was 12 years old, you know, so that's 30 years. So, you know, from Sheffield, I came up from there 20 years ago. So, you know, I'd worn all the bands out down there, so I had to find somewhere else. So I came up here, and yeah, it's been marvellous. I've drummed in loads of bands, but you know, I've been very lucky, and the phone keeps going, and not just the phone keeps going. I'm not in a different band every week. What I'm saying is, you know, I've been constantly in work, and all the bands have been, you know, long term. You know, Venom I've been with for 9 years. Bon Jovi and The Kill, that's been 5 or 6 years now, I think, 5 years something. Bands previous to that, 7 years, I had one, and another one for about 4 or 5. So, you know, it's not just for a couple of weeks in and something else for a month. It's been, you know, it's been great. But I think the reason I do get asked, I don't know. Must be doing all right at it. I don't know. You have to ask them.
Like, is there a sound, a certain flair?
I suppose that, like with rock and metal sort of bands, there's a bit of, you know, compared to like other styles of music, pop bands and whatever. You know, I've got my long hair. I throw my hair around. I don't know how much I'll be doing that anymore with this neck, but we'll see. But you know, stick tricks and stuff like that, and double pedal. It all goes towards that sort of sound and style of music. So
it's like a showmanship thing. That's probably the way I would describe it, because it is like, as well as being a phenomenal player, there is a lot of people, you are a total showman. Like, and that's that's pretty what I think of when I think of you. Like, you are this incredible drummer, but you also put a performance on. You're
well, I've always thought this. I was very fortunate when I was a kid. We had 3 guys from they were from Los Angeles, session players, and they formed a band over there. And in about 1986, 87, they moved to Sheffield, where I was from. And we started hearing about this 3-piece band, like how great they were. They'd done sessions with Michael Jackson and all these other famous people in the studio. And they were playing. They used to have this residency at this club. Me and my dad used to go, and it were like seeing 3 aliens on a stage, because I'd never seen anything like it. They were amazing. 3, heavy rock band, Strong Art they were called, and they came across just doing all covers, and the odd one original, and then the originals outweighed the covers, and then that was it. It was all their own. I must have seen that band over 100 times, and were there one night when George Young, Angus and Malcolm Young's older brother, who died last year actually, out of AC/DC. He used to be, he had Albert Productions in Australia, which used to record AC/DC, and they came across to think about managing them. We were there that night, and I've never seen a band play so out of the skin, and it was phenomenal. So yeah, watching them and taking stuff from people like that, and sort of developing your own style from your influences, and that's what I've done. And I think down to Bobby, he was amazing to watch as a kid from 12-year-old onwards. So I was very lucky to see that.
Yeah, awesome.
So yeah,
awesome. Right, and final one, a little bit off topic from everything else. Just as a bit of a personal question I've been asking everyone. I've been describing drummers as breeds. So do you think drummers as a breed have similar personalities to one another?
Yes, I do.
Do you think we're all similar?
I think we're all a bit crackers. We all like a laugh. It's not too serious when drummers get together, not at all. Because compared to if there were a room full of guitarists, they'd all be like, they don't like to give anything away and things like that. Where drummers, you go to a drum shop or a drum clinic and everyone's talking and going, not many other people give each other compliments, which is I've always found strange, but drummers do. Yeah. We all help each other out. If anybody's broke a skin and needs one that day and shop shut, we all rally round. Everyone, we've all done it for each other. We just do. So I think that side is definitely what we've got. But yeah, we're all a bit crackers. Look at Keith Moon, look at John Bonham, Ginger Baker, all these mental people that have come before us. But yeah, that's why they stick us at PAX, we're bloody lunatics. But yeah, I think we all do have a similar trait. I think we do, definitely. Thank God.
Thank God we've got someone to talk to.
Aye. Yeah.
Right, cool. That's everything. Right.
Hello, I'm Danny Needham, and this is my opinion on Reese's M-Level project. Thank you.